Entry door.
Okay, so had a lot of people ask like how I stayed in shape through COVID, and how I've stayed in shape because I'm 55 now, and how I've stayed in shape all these years. And you're always going to lose speed and flexibility and stuff like that, but if you work out, one thing it does is it prolongs the ability to do those things. That's what I believe, and what I've seen in my training in my years. So what I did is this was before the pandemic. I did get some more stuff during the pandemic, but this is what I've put together for my gym, and it's half my garage. Of course, you see the Tesla in here. That's my wife's car. Of course, that's not going to get parked outside. But you can see some of the things that I have. But the majority of the things you'll see, a lot of them I buy as far as, of course, the functionality of the machine, but also multi-purpose. Like I have a couple dual machines that, they weren't cheap, but then again, I mean, they'll last me forever. I'm sure I either sell them or bequeath them to whoever comes next after me. But so first of all, I bought a pair of Powerblocks, and the reason why I got these is these were the first ones that ever came out, multi dumbbells. And when I used to sell exercise equipment back in the 90s, when I got out of the military, they were the first ones to come out with it. And they haven't changed their system since they brought it out. The system's so well thought out. So I got that with the stand came with it, and the bench also came with it. So I did that. This is a really good piece, and my wife found it online. She was a huge proponent of Powertec. That's the people who make it. It's called the Powertec, I believe, 45-degree angle leg sled. And what it's nice is it's made for like gyms like mine, or hotels, or apartment complexes, things like that. Because it doesn't take up much space, but wow, it is really good. It runs, it's really good, really smooth. You can also do calves off it too. It comes with a calf attachment also that's down there on the ground. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can also do calves off it. So that's a really nice piece. Right here in the corner is the TuffStuff. I guess now they call them multifunctional units, but I've got something different on mine than most multifunctional units have. Let me move the bench out of the way here. So mine has a linear bearing Smith machine on it. It comes down from the front. And also, if you notice where you put the weight on the side also comes out at an angle. So that's also saves with space because it fits up into the corner. It's got six pulleys on it. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and 1 on either side that you can adjust up or down. This is the older unit that it does have 200 pound, or is it 220? I think it's 220. 220 pound weight stacks on each side, which is fine. I don't lift really heavy anymore, so that's fine. But it also has over there where you can push a lever, and you can go through less pulleys, so then it increases the weight on the machine, but I'm not really interested in that. The nice thing about this Smith machine is not counterbalanced. So on a normal counterbalance machine, they usually counterbalance it to almost 0 on the bar. It's only a few pounds on the bar, like 5 or 10 pounds. This one is a 45-pound bar. So if you're doing this bar plus 245s, that's 225 just on a normal machine. The nice thing is about it, this is as close as I do to free weights anymore, because free weights are harder on your joints than machine weights, because machines keep you in a good path where you're pushing, where you're not cheating, and that's what I'm looking for. Right here is my accessory board. Let me back up because it's pretty big. That's my accessory board. That's all the pulleys, cables, all the little things that we bought. Some of them came with some of the machines, but a lot of them did not come with the machines. We bought them separately, like the mag bars, and also these new cables down here that we got with the triangle hand grips on them. These are really nice and isolate really well. That's the new plate tree. I used to have 2 plate trees on the ground. I went to this style of plate tree, PRX, obviously because you can put a lot of weight on there. And matter of fact, there's another 45 that's upstairs on the seated calf raise that I have upstairs right now until I get rid of this machine. So that's where we put we got a couple bumper plates up there my wife uses, and then it fits all the weight that I need. This is one machine I will be getting rid of. I've got it online right now. It's a Body Master Tricep Extension, just like the one you use in the gym, the belt drive on it, and increments of, it has 2 5-pounders right there, so you can cut the weight. You don't have to jump up a full plate, which is nice. The 2 gems that are right next to it, that's the ones that I bought directly from Hoist. The first one right there is a leg extension seated leg curl machine, and then right next to it is a bicep tricep machine. That's why I'm getting rid of this one, because I did have a Nautilus bicep curl in here that was also selectorized just like the Body Master. I had a flex seated leg curl and a Cybex leg extension. So I went to these 2 machines because these are 4 machines in one, and less than half of the space. So that's why I got them. You can see all the counterbalances on them, selector pins that rotate down as far as whether you want to do biceps or do triceps on it. They're really smooth. Next, these 3 pieces right here I got during COVID. So there was a gym that was closing that was up north here, a little bit further up north past Fairfield. And Fusion Sport, I think was what it was called. So I went up there gonna get just this machine. So this is a machine that I was really looking for. This is what it's called, a standing side lateral. There's a few companies that make them. Atlantis probably makes the second best one. The best one that's made is made by Panetta, but you're talking about $7,000 or $8,000 just for that machine alone. So the reason why I wanted this machine is my shoulder. You know, just like I said before, you know, you lose speed, you lose flexibility. Well, you lose arm strength too. You know, when you're young and you have this freaking cannon, and all you have to do is pick the ball up from the warning track out there and just spin and throw somebody out at second or third or home or whatever. You know, those days are over, you know. So I was having problems with my shoulder and my elbow, and so I was doing the dumbbells. I was doing the side laterals with those, but on dumbbells you tend to cheat. You tend to bend over. You tend to do what I like to call the CrossFit exercise, where you're cheating like hell just to get the weight up. It's not the ability to do the exercise right. It's just the ability to get the weight up. So what this does is like I said, machines. I like machines better than free weights, is because it keeps you in a locked position, and you can't cheat. If you can't get the weight up, you can't do it. You need to drop the weight. So what this did is this actually strengthened my shoulder so much that now I used to have, it was almost like a knife. Felt like a knife. I had about 2 or 3 good throws in me, and then after that it hurt like hell, like somebody was sticking a knife up in that joint in the top of my shoulder. Since I got this machine, my arm strength is improved, my accuracy is improved, and I have no pain whatsoever. It gets tired after a while, sure. I mean, if you're playing 5-man and running to the gaps and stuff like that, yeah, you're going to get tired after a while. You know, I'm not 18 years old anymore. But this machine really helped me out, and it's made by Atlantis. This is actually one of their first machines. This is not even what it looks like now. The one it looks like now is a lot more aesthetically pleasing. This one looks like somebody made it in their garage, but it's freaking super nice. It's a belt drive also, really smooth. It also has the 5-pound increments that you can go up, you know, a little bit instead of going up a full plate. So I got that one. When I went there, and then I look over in the back, and then he had quite a bit of Atlantis equipment there, the guy that bought the place. And so I look over and I see this calf raise, and I was like, holy crap, that's an Atlantis calf raise, and it doesn't take up not much room. And I was really looking for a standing calf raise to give me a little bit, you know, because you can have something for calves, but if you have a few different things, just like for legs, then everything hits from a different angle. So you don't have to do the same exercises over and over again, and your body doesn't get used to them. You can shock your body. So I seen this over there, and I seen the standing leg curl. Well, I had been looking online for the standing leg curl and for the standing side lateral. For that right there and this, I mean, you're talking probably brand new with shipping and everything, in excess of probably 10 grand, you know, with those two machines. This one right here, this is the same series that this one is, and the calf raise, but the new one looks exactly like that, just the paint colors are different. And the thing is freaking phenomenal. It isolates your hamstring so well. Also, you know, like I said, I have the seated leg curl too, so that gives me 2, plus I do bent over rows and do lunges and stuff like that also for your hamstrings to get a better stretch. But this calf raise, so I look over at it and I'm like, is that a calf raise? Because I look at the stack on it. I've never seen a stack on a machine like this before. That is a 600-pound weight stack for a calf machine. And then I guess you can also do front raises and stuff like that on it, because it's got a shock on the back, a shock assist on it, just like the platform over there. All of it has shock assist on it. But it has a 600-pound weight stack on it, and I was like, holy cow. So anyways, I got those 3 machines for less than what I would have paid for these 2 brand new. And I picked this one up that day, and then the other two I didn't have room in my truck, so they delivered those to me too. That was included in it. So yeah, that was a great pieces. Hyperextension. So working your legs and your upper body and everything's fine and great, but the thing that a lot of guys in softball don't work is their core. That would be their ab area, their waist, and their lower back. And that is a big problem area for guys that are in softball. And they have lower back issues and stuff like that, because as you get older, you're going to put on weight, and the first place that most guys put on weight is around the stomach. And that's without even, you know, all the excessive eating or the beer drinking or the hard liquor or whatever like that. But that's also going to put it on. But this thing, I had been looking for one for quite a while, but all they had were those GHDs and the glute ham developer, but they take up way too much room. They're like almost 6 feet long, and that's not including you using it also. So this one's compacted. It adjusts from 45 up to flat, which a GHD does not do. And this one you can do abs on. So I do 2 ab exercises on this. I do leg lifts and I do crunches off of it. And they're phenomenal for that. There's not a better exercise for your abdominals than that. And I don't use any weight. I just use body weight only. I don't try to increase my waist or make my waist thicker. I'm just trying to cut and keep the weight off of it. So then behind it, this was predominantly for my wife. I don't really use it, but it's a step mill. I looked at the Stairmasters and all their brands like that. This one is the quietest and has the best electronics on it. Like the Stairmaster, for instance, I think all you can get is a dot matrix screen on it, where this one is You know, it has Netflix on it, Hulu, and all that stuff on it. So it keeps you interested, which is a huge thing when you're exercising. You know, I put on headphones and listen to music because, you know, it keeps you going. The music keeps you going. It keeps you inspired. And I have all kinds of bars over here against the wall. And what else do I have? Oh, a new bench. So I had a Bowflex bench. A lot of you guys probably know what those are, a Bowflex bench. Well, the Bowflex bench took up a little bit too much room, and you couldn't collapse it. So went online, and after I got these hoist pieces, I looked in there, and they have this bench in there. So what this bench is for is pretty much what I was looking for. It's a heavy duty bench, but it's collapsible, so it sits in a smaller area. So it folds up into a space that's only like 1 foot. I think it's 1'6" by 1'6", I believe it is. And that's all the room it takes up. Now, when you unfold it, you just pull this pin and it folds straight down, like so. And then it has this pin on the side right here, and that's where you adjust, and then it locks in at all different, you know, all the way up to straight up and down, all the way to decline bench. This thing wasn't cheap either. This was excess of $500, but it's well worth it because I don't mind spending the money if it fits what I'm looking for and how good the quality is just unbelievable. Everything has brass bushings on it. It all rotates really nice. Stainless steel bolts in it, so if you do get sweat on it and stuff, they're not going to rust. But phenomenal. Over there, you got. I actually made that. That was for calves before I got all this calf equipment, though. I actually made this, and I still use it for stretching and stuff like that. Right there, you have a lot more accessories right there. Ankle weights, straps to go on your ankle. Also have the old. Anybody that's my age knows what this is. The wheel, and that actually works really good on your abs too. Then you got a medicine ball in there and stuff like that, belts. So that's pretty much it. Only got one mirror in this place. And then I've got a cooler system in here that's pretty nice. It's almost like a swamp cooler, so water goes in the side down there. It's got a fan that kicks on, you kick on the cooler, and then you can also put ice in it too, so it kicks out some cool air. And when I started in here, it was, what, 90? It was 90 something. And it's still 90 something right now, but it feels a lot better than what it did before. It gets the air circulating and stuff in here. So I also have a Tetric stepper upstairs, which I'm probably going to get rid of because they've got there's a machine out called the Helix. It's a side lateral trainer that I want because that's a lot of the softball movement, the side-to-side movement. So you want to work your adductors and abductors. So I was thinking about getting a machine for that, a dual machine for that. But I think it would be better to get the lateral trainer, and then I could work on cardio at the same time that I'm doing my abductors and adductors. Because I noticed by playing on turf, when you run a lot, that your hip, the side of your hips and stuff, man, after you're done with that tournament, I mean, you're dying. You feel like you need hip replacement surgery because the turf is so tough on your body. But I've been doing with the bands right now, and then I've also been doing a couple other things for them until I get that machine. So as soon as I get rid of this one, I think I'll go ahead and purchase that. But so this is my church, I call it, in here. Religiously work out all the time, and but when I'm tired, then I take a day off. It's, you know, you need to do that. You need to give your body a rest also. So hey, if you got any questions or anything like that as far as the equipment goes, or anything, just hit me up on here with a question, and I'd be glad to answer it for you. Thanks for listening.